Welcome to Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. This is the place where we help you unravel social constructs, discuss self-development in line with mental health, and everything in between that directly or indirectly affects us in the millennial world around us. If you're hearing my voice for the first time and are the kind of person who is not scared of being a better version of yourself, even if it requires you to contradict who you were 24 hours ago, consider this your virtual home. I am your host, Nabuguzi Kiwanuka, a lawyer, founder, team lead of Akoth Foundation, an addict and lover of insightful conversations, and a professional unraveler of social constructs. Today's episode is like no other. It is a never before. Auma, Akoth, and I are uprooting feminism stereotypes. Were you ready for that? I don't think you were. On the episode, I'm also learning, relearning, and unlearning some aspects on feminism. This raw episode is characterized by laughter, shock, and sarcasm. You need to be sharp to figure out where the sarcasm is, though. Okay, we're all sharp. Without further ado, let's get into it. With me today is Akoth Otieno and a Mario War. I don't know. Are you okay with that?
Today?
Oh yeah?
Today? Is a day I can
Which day do we not call you that?
It depends. You wake up some mornings and you're like, I'm feeling this. Some days you're like, no, just use my government name.
Yeah.
Some days address me by my title. Yeah, because I have worked for it. So it depends.
Okay.
So today, Saturday, can be a Mario War.
Auma Julie is the same as a Mario. Well, today we're going to be talking about feminism. You know, I've been running away from the topic. I think you noticed she was really pushing me to have the conversation.
Yeah, she did.
But I was really running away from it. I hope people don't side-eye me. But
I have a
yeah.
question. Why are you running away from this topic?
Why am I running away from it? Like, for me, from the point that I got to understand it to what I am experiencing right now, they're very different. It's confusing because when I was introduced to the term itself, I think the very first time I heard the word feminism, I was at the university. And when they were describing it, I was like, oh, this is normal life. This is what my grandmother has been doing. This is what my mother has been doing. This is what I believe in.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm out in the world. People are crass.
Catching fur.
Yeah. I'm like, huh? No, I'm not that.
Yeah.
Like the social media or the very common ones that are known, or the forefronters, let me call them that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not that. So for some reason I start feeling like I'm not I am, but then what is out there in the world is a completely different image, and it makes me really skeptical about coming out to speak about it. And then for some reason I go to a space of feeling like I don't have to be anything, I just have to be myself. Yeah. So I think both of you will help me understand.
Hopefully, by the end of this, you'll be an actual feminist. Hopefully.
Yeah,
if you so choose to. Yeah.
So Akoth, do you identify yourself as a feminist?
Yes, I'm a Marxist feminist.
Yes,
please.
Come again.
Yeah, school had that.
I mean, they're different.
The classes had that. Yes, please.
So I identify as a Marxist feminist because largely liberal feminism, which is what you were referring to earlier, what's existing now, is mostly based on careerism and the individual. But when it comes to Marxist feminism, it focuses on the social structure. The knowledge that the struggle is for the working class.
Yeah.
And we have to, if you're going to ever achieve that level of feminism that she desires, for example, we have to work within or try to destroy, you know, masculinity cultures as they are right now.
Yeah.
Down with the patriarchy.
Yes. So it's yeah, true. So
it's just done it.
So the problem, actually, my point is, the problem is not men.
Yeah.
The problem is the system. And
the system in which the men are brought
yes.
up. Yeah.
I really feel inspired. Thank you for having me.
It's been real.
Thank you for having me.
Mario, what has your experience been like as a feminist?
An interesting one, because I have been called a feminist, and I always says no. When somebody called me a feminist, I was like, no, I'm not a feminist.
Why is that?
Because it always had these connotations that I can't have any, is the word contradictions? Like, I can't have any, like, there's no continuum. It's either I am full on, we don't need no men.
Yeah.
Or I am full on, we need the men.
Yeah.
Or it's like, basically it's on one extreme or the other. Yeah, and I always used to tell them, people tell me, I think you're a feminist, and I used to tell them, I find generalization offensive.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like it fit what I wanted to see in the world.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, that was when I think I was just trying to resist for the sake of resisting. Because you have to be cool in the streets. You know, you have to have street cred. You can't be just out here and just be like,
mainstream at all.
Yeah. So I think I was just resisting for the sake of resisting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say by the dictionary definition, somebody who believes in the socioeconomic empowerment of women, or both men and or of all genders, let's say.
Yeah.
Then yes, by that definition, yes, I am a feminist.
Yeah.
When we start now these other stories of, oh, you know, you must do 1, 2, 3. I think that's what got us into the problem in the first place.
Yeah.
The must do.
The must do, that if I say I am a feminist, I must do 1, 2, 3 things. That if I say I'm not a feminist, then I cannot do 1, 2, 3 things.
Yeah.
And it's very that impression. So I think I just later, when I was thinking about it and I stopped resisting, I was very inspired by what's her name? Gloria Steinem.
Yeah.
And she says something so beautiful, that the work for all of us, all the genders, all the people, is to learn and unlearn.
Yeah.
And I think if we keep it that way, then at least we are more open to having conversations, which is, I think, a big reason why we talk about feminism apart from people who identify as male, which is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, true.
Because again, we do not live in a vacuum.
Yeah.
That's where I am.
So you're a feminist now.
Yes, I am.
You're a confident feminist.
Today I am a feminist.
So on the panel, is this a panel or just, you know, around?
Panelists.
It's not even a round table. On this rectangular table. On this rectangular table of 3 women, there's just one who is, you know.
And it's okay.
One who is what?
Not so sure.
Oh,
like I won't be sure, but man, the pressures, how exhausting they are. Like, I can't deal. I need to exist on my own without feeling like I have to go by this hashtag, you know. And for me, I cringe at these things that I see on social, because social media is a whole lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It really drives us. It really controls us. Very many things that we're doing on social media have a direct impact on our psyche. So before you know it, you can't even come out and say, like you had mentioned earlier, I can't really come out and say, I can. I'm not saying that I can't, but it starts feeling like you start doubting yourself. You start doubting your beliefs. I mean, yes, I believe in women having their rights and doing everything. Like any woman can do anything, you know. But then you find that you're supposed to subscribe to men are trash, you know. But then I'm like, nope. No. So I started saying, no, these guys are just misandrists. They're not feminists. I think that's something that you also have to get in conversations too. I mean,
but I think I have a question.
Yeah.
Outside of how other people are projecting feminism, do you believe in it as a theory?
Oh yes, I do.
Because at the heart of it, it's a theory.
I very much do.
Okay.
I very much do. I subscribe to that school of thought. But yeah, okay. When you say "but," it really waters down what you had said before. So I do believe in it.
Okay.
So there are a couple of stereotypes that we come with, like we have, shared ish about them. And we want to go through I have a list here, the 8 of them that we're going to go through. And we're going to share our minds about it. I think we've sort of touched it in our introduction of the topic. So the very first one, we are anti-man.
Rumors, lies, shenanigans, falsehoods.
Well, that was very straightforward. You're not even mincing your words.
We are anti-man.
Hey, where did that story come from, though? When did you become anti-man? Okay, let me speak. As we say in the yoga family, you speak from I.
Yeah.
From I.
Else's experience. So I, for one, cannot say that I am anti-man.
Yeah.
The reason being, I happen to have a father, I happen to have a mother, I have a brother, I have all these other men in my life. Some are good, some are...
Almost say husband now. Why are you missing husband?
She moved on real quick.
She was already jumping to the other men.
I'm starting from chronologically.
Okay, we get it. You're coming close.
You're getting there. Come straight. Anyway, yes. But yeah, so I've been exposed to many men in my life who are, yes, they are good men, honest men, coming from a good place.
Yeah.
And then there are men who are I don't know what their deal is. I'd rather not. Yeah. And then, so now when in my relations with men, as you think as a young woman growing up and how that relationship with men changes age to age, or as you become a woman, I'm using air quotes.
Yeah.
With the societal sense of
expectations.
Expectations, yes. So, so for me, I am for sure not anti-man. For me, what I can say is that I would be happy to be in a space where somebody is willing to learn.
Yeah.
Reason being, we have grown up, even myself, I know there are biases I have and I may not be aware I have them. So until I learn that I have them and I'm willing to say, hey, by the way, maybe here I'm not all together. Yeah. So to accept that and be okay, now what next?
What can we do?
Yes. Yes, another reason I am not anti-man, coming to the meat of the question. Yes. I happen to be a married woman.
You happen to be?
Yes, I happen to be a married woman. I am married to one gentleman. Yes. And he is, how does one describe my husband? He's...
you know better.
He's a lot of things. There's a lot going on there. So at least in that respect, keeps things interesting. And I'm always either pleasantly surprised or completely shocked at any one point in time. So on that alone, I am not anti-man because I love the men who are in my life. They have made actual contributions to it. And so I need to be able to allow them to speak their truth so that I can tell them, don't be daft. There are things we don't do, stand and be able to say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think for me, I'm coming from a place where I'm aware patriarchy is the problem.
Yeah.
And inherently, patriarchy as it is presented now was just largely meant to serve your regular cis white man. So this also means that if you're going to look at some of these things, most men around me are actually affected by patriarchy. It's not working for them.
Yeah.
Not at all. So if you're going to say that the kind of feminism we're going for is we want to dismantle some of the structures so that we include some of these people. And it's not just you man, they're trans, the binary and non-binary people. We bring them to the fold to make it work for everyone. So no, I'm not anti-man for that reason, because I know men aren't exactly the problem, like I said earlier. It's the system is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you speak about the patriarchy and having experienced it, and you opened my eyes to how I'm oblivious to what really happens in a should I say patriarchal system?
Yeah.
Because I'm not. It's like my experience with patriarchy is more like a doctor experiencing cancer, right? Like they don't really know the pain of it. Okay. They're seeing it from the outside. And then the patient can tell you, the patient who has cancer can really tell you what it is like to have cancer.
Yeah.
This person has the theory, the other person has the exact experience. Now, for me, growing up with just my mother, I mean, I'm seeing my grandmother, she walked away from my grandfather.
Yeah.
And she raised her kids. And then I'm raised by my mother after her husband dies. And I have my brothers cooking for me while growing up. Like, they're playing football and I go to the beach, hey, I am hungry. If you don't come now, I'm going to tell mom, you know? And they're quick, they come and cook for me. So I think that's where I'm like, I don't even have power to speak on it because I'm not really experienced it. Now, me, I believe in the values of feminism, but I love.
That came from a
I could feel that. Oh my. Hey, I do.
I feel like there's more here.
Let's unpack that.
More here.
Let's talk about that. Let's stay here for a moment.
I love, like,
all together. Okay, it sounds like I need to experience whatever that is.
Yeah,
you know.
Let's talk about that.
Let's first finish the other stereotypes.
Yeah.
So we have another stereotype, which I feel like we've touched a couple of these in our introduction. Our political views are the same.
No, they're not. I mean, look at us. We're seated here. Our political views are not the same. Yes. I'm a Marxist. I'm a communist.
Oh, yeah.
So that also influences my relationship with feminism as a whole. So someone else, there are liberal feminists out there and they believe in social democracy. So someone out there is, you know, there are different types of feminisms and we all do it for different reasons. They're anarchists. They believe in different things. Yeah, but doesn't mean that the struggle is not the same. It's the same struggle, different political beliefs altogether.
Can you touch on the just slightly, not in depth, because that's a whole lecture. You know? Like, help us understand the different types of the ones that you can have off head, because they're quite a list. So if you know everything,
okay, fine. I think maybe we need to start with maybe the different waves of feminism and why we are where we are right now. So the first wave of feminism was mostly about suffrage. People, the women were fighting for voting rights, and also around the same time, I think that was around the 1920s. Yeah,
20s, 30s,
somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was before. Was it before World War I or after? Somewhere there.
Yeah, so during that time there were also women who were largely abolitionists. They were fighting against slavery. And then moving on to the 60s when the second wave of feminism came in. And there was also now the idea of, for me, I like mentioning Angela Davis, especially when it comes to the 60s, because, I mean, black women are largely... That was rather important for me. So there's the second wave and then the third wave of feminism now, where the liberal feminists come in. Just so you know, I really do not like liberals. But... Come on! Fuck liberals. But... So yeah, that way.
Wait, did you just categorize me as a liberal?
No, we were helping you. We were helping you figure this out.
This is a case in point. We have different political,
and it's okay.
They're different, but you can't F me like that.
I think I've also been counted in the F to it all. I don't know. Maybe I need to update myself.
Yeah, I'm catching feelings.
I will explain why. You know,
politics.
So yeah, within the third wave, there's liberal feminism, and then I think the most important part about the third wave of feminism was the insertion of queer theory.
Yeah.
So now we were just moving from women. We are saying let's bring the queer people in the picture, the trans people who are doing, you know, sex work. What does that look like for them? Reproductive health rights. What does that look like for everyone else in the picture? Yeah. And then now, of course, the third, what might be the fourth wave now isn't probably what she was referring to. Is now what feminism is like within the digital age. Yes. Yeah. And what has the how has the digital space impacted feminism to that front now that information is out there?
Yeah.
And she is trying to figure out, where do I belong? That there's things that I can't quite, you know, I can't identify as, but does that mean I'm less of a feminist? So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I mean, it's mostly third wave-ish, but within the internet era.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so within all these areas or eras, Marxism started way back. I mean, I don't know, maybe should say this might need a lecture, but
it's a whole lecture.
Because I mean, there are different women who largely contributed to what feminism looks like right now. And the most important for me, and that's really personal for me, maybe was Alexandra Kollontai. So you have women who are fighting all these issues. They started, I mean, on the Marxist front.
Yeah.
And there are different women who've come in, and there's Angela Davis, and there's Shata Shakur, and these are people who, I don't know, should I go on? I'm getting a bit too passionate, but
you started dropping and I'm like, keep coming.
Please go ahead.
At the end of the day, even the politics for the different feminists, we have different politics. There's someone who's saying liberal feminism perhaps doesn't really work for me because it's borrowed from the Western world. Okay, that's where womanism comes in, because womanism was saying now we have what does it look like for a black woman, black feminist, because now womanism now brings into the fold of that different women with totally different experiences. We need to look beyond the average white woman.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's why I do not exactly like liberal feminism is people come in and they're now saying let's fight for careers. Oh, let's shatter the glass ceiling.
Yeah.
But thing about, while they're doing it, they're using other women. It's, you have to go to work. You're being the CEO, you are, right? But you're not fighting for the house help you left at home to take care of your kids.
Doesn't the liberal want?
Yes. There's, I mean, liberalism is basically around the individual. It's capitalistic. At the heart of it is capitalism pushing for, using feminism to push its agenda.
I've seen a couple. So I'm not that.
I'm glad you know what you're not.
See how people are jumping in ship. Yeah, I mean,
I am not that.
No, see, yes. Capitalism has packaged it so that feminism is palatable.
Yeah.
They're telling you, you know, self-care. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's also now the idea that they're using empowerment.
Air quotes.
Yeah, in quote. I mean, we're saying, you know, your bodies, largely our bodies are eroticized. And they're using that to milk it, to make money. The market is largely, we're using sex. And half of it is actually female bodies.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Even little.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
80%.
But that's another story.
Okay.
On how we need more male nudity. But carry on.
Oops.
Yeah, which is true actually.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean,
it will take me all of what? 1, 2, 3 strokes of my phone to go and see a naked woman.
A naked man.
Yeah.
Because female bodies weren't really eroticized until, you know, lately. I mean, look at the Greek nude art way back when. It was largely male.
Yeah.
It was male nudes. It wasn't. And then now they tell you the idea of, women have beautiful bodies. There's a lot to the female figure. Men do not. There's not much to look at in a man.
There is actually. I feel like I've had moments where you walk in a room, and this guy's chest is bare, and you're like, oh, you keep looking away.
Yeah.
But then you feel like, am I the pervert, or is this person's body actually doing things to me?
Yeah. And we all have that. You look at a man, I'm like, yeah, hello. You know, but most people do not eroticize male bodies. At least not in the way our bodies are eroticized.
I feel like that comes from us being silenced and not being allowed to be sexual beings. You can't speak on it. You're actually scared of feeling like I'm going to be looked at as a weirdo or a hypersexual person.
As a loose woman. That is
a loose. Yes,
God forbid. Oh my goodness.
How dare you?
You love sex.
How dare you?
You know?
That you should choose your partners and you should enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Abomination.
Shame.
You're not monogamous?
How dare
God forbid.
Evil women, the Jezebels. Anyhow,
I feel like this really tackles us. The third one.
Yeah.
We're loud, obnoxious, and opinionated. See us. See us.
Wait. I think we are what?
We are loud, obnoxious, and opinionated.
What is the definition of obnoxious? Just for clarification's sake.
Yeah.
For clarification's sake, let's check in the Google.
dictionary.
Let's check in the Google.
Check the dictionary. Obnoxious.
What is the definition of the word?
Obnoxious
means extremely unpleasant. Okay, then yes.
Oops.
Yeah, then yes. Loud, extremely unpleasant.
And opinionated.
And opinionated, yes. I believe everyone on a certain day. Okay, think about this.
Yeah.
If you're in the queue in a bank and the teller keeps ignoring you, you will get loud.
Yeah.
If they start talking at you sideways, you become extremely unpleasant.
Yes.
And you will be very free with your opinions to tell them what to do with their banking systems.
Yes.
Is that not so?
But then
So for us,
can we define unpleasant?
Unpleasant.
I mean, do you just... Again, it goes back to how we are conditioned to be silent.
You have to be nice. As a woman,
Soft.
you're taught. I mean, if you look at, you just go back to this thing of like, we have to be other extremes. You have to be either you're super masculine or you're super feminine. Anywhere in the middle there, you're just
problematic.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
You're problematic. So, if you think about it, people have decided that if you speak up, you are extremely unpleasant, or you're bitchy, or you have hurt feelings, or maybe some man hurt you,
Or you need to get laid.
or you need to get laid.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently, because magic dick is going to solve all your problems.
You will become.
Yeah, and you just need that, and that will just sort you out.
Yeah.
You know, that will just sort you out.
Yeah.
God knows where that came from. But anyhow, the thing I'm trying to say is, given the right circumstances, anyone, regardless of your gender, is capable of being loud, extremely unpleasant.
Yeah.
And what's the last one?
Opinionated.
So I think in a space where you feel like you need to say something to get your point across, say it.
Yeah.
Say it and be open and stand by what you have said. For example, if I am saying I am uncomfortable with this thing, I am uncomfortable with this thing because of 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, I may be right, but it is completely in order for me to give my thoughts and feelings on the same.
Yeah.
Reason being, I am a human being. I do have thoughts and opinions. I am operating within a society.
You have an independent mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, when I'm not being programmed by by what I've watched, what I've seen, what I've also been socialized by and stuff. No, for argument's sake, for argument's sake. But, back to my point. We can't just simply because you don't like someone for whatever reason, you cannot use that as your basis to judge an entire species, race, sex, gender, ideology, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because I could just as easily catch a feeling with Akoth. Okay, I can't deal with liberal feminists. Like, I could catch a feeling. But I'm choosing not to because, hey, imagine we are both feminists. At the end of the day, we want a place where we can be accepted, respected, cared for, where we can actually exist without worrying like who's coming after me or my rights. Can you imagine just being chill? Like you don't worry that one day you'll wake up and you have like zero autonomy. You have zero, what's that thing? You can't even make for yourself or build for yourself because the world or the systems have made it that you can't. Can you imagine that life? Imagine just waking up and going about your business. Imagine you just wake up and go to your matatu or go to your car and go to work without being bothered
peace, without being cut cold.
Nobody's telling
asking you to smile.
Why? Why should I bestow the gift of this dental formula upon you? What has made you deserving of it? Take several seats with your arrogance. Anyhow, but I think it's good to have a place where everyone feels like they can speak and be heard. Because that is the only way you actually solve problems. You're out here thinking that I am God's gift to these people and I know better. Imagine sometimes you don't. And that's true on both ends.
Wherever
you are on the spectrum, you're not the one and all be all of all knowledge.
True.
And we need to get over ourselves, by the way. And then you're like, okay, maybe I can tone it down. But when I need to speak up, I think, when I need to speak up, I should speak up.
I must.
When I need to speak up, I need to speak up. Don't, if you put the should, that also puts like that burden of like, what if I'm not, what if I don't do it right, what if I, no, it has to come out, And nature is a place of balance. In any place you look at, a homeostasis in the body, nature seeks to find balance. So you can't be on one end and it's just not possible. If you're on one end and the rest on the other end, something is out of work. So we have to come to that place and realize, hey, by the way, we are not all loud, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes we are loud, obnoxious, and blah, blah, blah.
As like any human being.
If every day you go to the shop, this guy does not give you your change, this woman does not give you your change, you want to tell me at some point you would catch a feeling and get loud with that person? It has nothing to do with your ideologies. It has to do with how you respond to not being listened to or not being heard or not being acknowledged.
Akoth, you have something to add on to that?
I don't know. Naturally, we are made to believe women are supposed to be likable. And if you're not likable or nice, you're low or somewhere below the likability index, you're labeled a difficult woman. So you walk around, especially within the workspace. You go out, call out, say your boss or someone does something that's out of line, and they label you difficult. And if you're, say, I don't know, maybe in the art industry or in comedy, once you're labeled difficult, ideally no one wants to work with you because that's the rumor that goes around. When ideally you're just someone who has a voice, like every other
cancel culture.
You have a voice. You have a voice, and you use it. And honestly, sometimes we're allowed to be angry. Why are men allowed to be angry and we can't? We are. You know, like sometimes, and honestly, to be honest, you have a lot to be angry about. I'm walking in town, a random man spanks my ass. Okay, I'm supposed to. Okay.
Oh, forgive me for having my ass in your
ear. I'm wearing a short skirt. I'm sorry. You know, we have a lot to be angry about. And half the time, this anger is justified. You know? You have all these inequalities going on within the workspace and you're expected to not say anything about it. Keep in mind that you're already being paid way lower than your male counterparts. So the system already is working against you. But they silence us using the stereotypes. Because they assume we'll be seated in a corner, afraid to be called a difficult woman.
You start doubting
you start doubting yourself. You're like, oh my God,
am I comfortable with this, or am I just obnoxious? You know,
it's just a ploy.
You've talked about the difficulty, and it has thrown me back to actually both of you, both incidences when you're speaking. It threw me back to the time when I was in a bar with my cousin and her friends. So my cousin walked away and she was out there with her guy, those human beings that she was out there with her guy, and then we're just waiting for her to get done with whatever she was doing so that we leave. So this guy, someone that we don't know, came to our table. Now I was the only one taking alcohol, and I was done because I know my limits.
Yeah.
And then he came, he was like, hey guys, what drinks are you going to take? These guys that were taking soda were also done. So I was like, no, we don't need drinks. And then this guy, I think they came 2 of them in the night, I don't remember. And then he was like, come on, when a guy offers you, you don't say no. I was like, what do you, oh my goodness. What?
It is the kind of thing
I was tired. I was tired. I think I was starting to doze.
Yeah.
I woke up. Like, what did you just say? You come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you're talking about how it is. No, he said it is rude for someone to offer you a drink and you refuse it. And I asked him, who says I need the drink?
Yeah.
I didn't invite you here. You don't come out of nowhere and start saying, it is a must. You have to take my offer. Like, what? It's ridiculous. And that's how I think that's why I become obnoxious. This is why I'm loud. And I think the submissive, kind of woman in our midst was tapping my thighs like, hey, calm down. I was, no, you don't let this go. You don't know. I don't know how to be silent. Like, I've been allowed to voice everything. So what? And now for me, like, those are just a few instances. And I'm like, what did you just say?
Hey, see how good. Imagine. Like, people don't have time. I think not people don't have. People have too much time on their hands. I think. Because again, even this issue of like in that situation where somebody feels entitled to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the guy here, so
you need to take whatever I come with.
Yeah, I'm entitled. Somehow, somewhere a deal was made, and I was the deal, and I was not told. I wasn't told that I was bought and sold. Nobody gave me I haven't seen the receipts. So,
even if you saw the receipts, man.
Even if I saw the receipts, even if I saw the receipts, it's like, I don't know why we've allowed, and I'm going to say allow. In some cases, it's not, because again, people's situations are different. But in some cases, and in many cases, we actually allow certain things to happen just to keep the peace. It's like, I just can't deal with this today. And there's sometimes you honestly can't. It's been a day, it's been what, you just don't have the mental capacity to deal with certain people. So you're like,
you don't add on to another package.
I have enough going on. I don't need your other dramas and issues here, by the way. Yeah, but on the time when you know you can say something, imagine by they check these people. Some of these people, they have not been told, they have never been told that. Like, I came to realize in a different situation where somebody was like, I'm like, you mean in your life nobody has said no to you? Like, nobody has told you no, and you can respect that this person has said no and that you mean that no. Can you imagine such a life? Nobody has ever told you no. And you feel that even if they say no, the problem is with them, not with me. So I think also it's that thing of how, in whichever situation we are in, sometimes I think we think that this feminism thing must be so in your face and it must be marches and it must be what. There is a place for that. That's important. For sure. Let's not say at you don't do that. But also in that small space where somebody is talking at you sideways, imagine check that person. Just be like, whichever way, shape or form you choose to do that, that's upon you and your relationship with that person. That's upon you. But make sure you check the person. So that people get to understand, oh, by the way, this is not the thing.
It's more like, I feel like that's more like teaching someone how to love you. Like, there is a way you build boundaries around yourself. Like, no, you might do that with someone else. With Shanika. But not Nabuguzi, man. No. Nabuguzi doesn't take that.
But I think also we need to sometimes understand that women sometimes find themselves in situations where you have to decide, will I be safe? Yes.
Yeah.
So if for example, yes, I could speak up, but will I be safe after speaking up? So most women find themselves in this space where I'm afraid to speak up, not because I can't, but I do not have enough power that will leave me protected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For example, you're in a club that day. Okay. Let's say you were alone.
Yeah.
You've gone out with someone. You basically say it's just the two of you. Yeah. Or you're in one of those spaces. You're in a bus, for example, and it's just you and some creepy ass guy seated somewhere. And this person start talking to you. Maybe they're not even doing anything. They start talking to you. You don't want to talk that day.
Yeah.
But in your head, you're like, if I don't talk, will he get aggressive? Will he beat me up? Will he, you know those things.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes they say, usually my friend says, before you get into a public service vehicle at night, please check if there are more than 3 women inside before you go in.
Yeah.
And I know some of these
crazy.
things are just helping factors.
It's just a matter of being on toes.
Yeah, I understand, but it's
Dangerous.
still a reflection of how broken the system is.
You know, and it's sad that most of us have to decide if my voice or my safety is
in danger because of you choosing to speak up.
If I speak up, something might happen. Will I lose my job?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so there's that
Yeah.
economic
Yeah.
coercion
Yeah.
also that comes with it. It's just a lot of things. So yeah, it's simple, but also not that simple.
It's simple, not easy.
Okay. Good point.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that.
simple but not easy.
Yeah.
Nice one. Simple,
Because
but not
technically,
easy.
you could just
You could do that.
but at what result?
Yeah.
Like Akoth is saying,
Like,
it's your safety.
and it really makes sense what she said, because that night there were were they 2 guys? I remember one who offered, and then one was trying to more like be his, I don't know
Wingman.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it very much makes sense. But then for me, I didn't even think. Like for me, it's just
Like, no, not today. Not today.
I didn't even think.
No, but it's good because, as Akoth is saying, you're in a space where you felt that for whatever reason you didn't think that.
I was already
speaking
pissed.
up.
This chick is not here. You have to leave. And then this one is feeling like, no, don't even get there.
Yeah, there needs to be spaces where somebody can mitigate that risk.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are not many of those.
Yeah.
There are not many of those, and usually the person who has to speak up has to sacrifice a lot just to be heard.
True.
And so that's why we say, you're a strong woman for doing this. We appreciate you. We recognize the work that you're doing. But at the end of the day, she still has the problems that she started with.
Yeah.
And call her strong, give her all the accolades, but solve the issue.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like we got into the point where, and I don't know if this is like more of a reflection of society or in the vein of feminism. Be like, you're so brave.
Yeah.
And then that's a wrap. I continue in life.
Yeah.
So wonderful. I'm brave. Yay. Thank you. And then
What next?
what happens to the actual
problem?
Are we solving it, or are we even moving in a way to solve it? It's just like accolades, like, oh my gosh, hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag that. Bring awareness, by all means. I'm not trying to be shady, by the way.
Yeah.
Bring awareness to issues for sure. Make people aware these things are happening.
Yeah.
But until like actionable, like something changes or something has to be done,
Yeah.
you can't be at peace or comfortable with that situation.
Sure.
So if you're going to be the person that says, oh, this person is so strong, be the person who tries to do a little something in whatever that your space is. And sometimes maybe that all we have is that hashtag. Maybe.
Yeah, for some.
In some cases, you can see something happening and you're in a position where you can actually say something and get out unscathed.
Yeah.
Do it for that person. If you can get out of that situation unscathed, imagine, by the way, be the person.
Yeah.
Be the person to stand up for it. Instead of just being out here like, that one, anakuanga hivyo. That person is like that.
Please explain to us.
Yeah. The person is like that's how it is. That's how they are. Somebody like,
Oh, yeah. It is like
so that we've accepted.
We normalize
we've accepted
dysfunctionality.
Exactly, we've accepted it that this is how, this is is it the status quo or whatever?
Status quo.
This is the thing. So don't disturb, don't shake up the dust.
Boys are boys.
Yeah. Men are men.
And then it's even worse when you get people who out for their own clout, and then that whole narrative of women can never be for women, which is another one. Because again, if I stand to benefit, my friend, feminism can take a few walks around while I do this thing, and then it'll come back up. When I'm done with what I need to do. Which now, what does that say to me? Of me and my actions. So also be aware if you are in a space where you're coming for someone because you think that woman is your competition. No, wait, actually, because you think for some reason there's an unhealthy, because there's good competition. Like, compete. Let's just not be like, okay, just because we are children, we're like,
economic.
No, compete.
Compete
for sure. But let's have good sportsmanship, and let's not be over here underhanded tactics. Here in these streets, by the way. Compete for sure. Yes, because kumbaya is all well and good, but me, I need to do some things in my life. But let me not be to get the point where I'm cutting her off at the knees.
Just for you to be elevated. Stereotype number 4. We think chivalry is equal to sexism.
Where do I start? So yes, chivalry, according to me, is sexism. So so let's start with, that there's tiny little things that society has labeled as positive about women. Stereotypes. Like women are weak. Okay, maybe not weak. Women need to be protected.
They need to be protected.
Women need to be protected. Okay. So normally that whole thing is called benevolent sexism. It's a man is going to pull your chair. He's going to whatever you call it. And honestly, it's just normative. And half the time, it's because at the end of it, most of them are called gentlemen. You're right. He's such a nice guy. He's a gentleman. Okay, and
it's stifling to think of it.
Yes, it is.
Because I feel like if the man might not want to stand from his seat, and then he has to give it up
because
to be seen as a gentleman. That's sad.
Blah blah blah. And half the time, these are things, and if I look at it closely, to be honest, some of these things are supposed to just. They're not distracting us from the problem. They're saying, since we are not looking to fix the problem, let's give you tiny little things that may make you feel like, the system is slightly working on you. For you. So that at the end of the day, you'll say, someone was raped yesterday, but then you're like, not all men. He's a gentleman. That's an example of a gentleman. They do these things, his whatever, blah, blah, A, B, C, D. And some of these helping things are also when they tell you things like, do not wear short dress, do not drink too much alcohol, blah, blah, blah. No, truth is, half the time, they have decided that we can't help you. We can't help you against men. So we're just giving you tiny little things that might keep you safe. That's what they're ideally saying.
Make you think
that we have made peace with the fact that men are generally bad people. Whatever, quote unquote, So we are telling you, be safe. Please do not get home past 9 p.m. Please do not blah, blah, blah.
Don't visit a male friend.
Don't visit a male friend at night, whatever.
Even day.
Oh, yes. I forgot those things. People get active during the day, I forgot.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, that's all of it is just benevolent sexism. And we are going to, pat a man on the back for being a human being.
Right.
Why should we do that?
Right.
You know?
Oh my goodness.
It's like saying there's so many bad men out there. The world is rapist studded. So if you do one good thing, we'll award you.
Yeah.
We'll give you a lasting girlfriend. Because the girlfriend will think, oh my God, he's such a good man. He's so nice.
He's so nice.
When we're ideally what we're doing is just patting him on the back for being an average person.
Yeah.
He just existed.
Goodness. Oh my.
I like that you put it that way.
Yeah.
Because when she read that question, I was like, me, I don't believe chivalry is sexism.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, it's more like be a nice person, a nice human being. You know, for example, the same way I would, for example, you're in a bus and somebody who needs the seat more than you takes the seat. Simple.
Yeah.
Because that's what being is. So I think when I'm looking at it, I'm like, no, it's not sexism. If somebody wants to open the door for me because I'm carrying a billion things, that's the nice thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to do.
You've actually
we
weighed
will
out.
do it, and me, I'll be on my way. I'll be like, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
But women do it all
And
the
then,
time.
that's the thing. So in my mind, I think also, at some level, in the way that I have experienced quote unquote chivalry, again, we are not living in the times where they would lay down their coats for you to delicately paddle. How would that work though? Time travelers, let us know. Anyhow, but yeah, I'm saying the idea of where you're going out of your way to be nice to somebody, to express whatever feelings you have about the person.
Yeah.
For example, if you're coming to somebody's house, I am hosting you. I will tell you ahead, so we are making this thing and I'm going to make this thing for you because you're my guest.
Yes.
Because I like having you in this house and I'm going to do this thing to show this to you. So it's the way I was thinking about feminism.
The chivalry.
So from your point of view, that's now like something different, which is actually correct.
Yeah.
Because that does happen. That the person, you find it hard to reconcile that the person who opens doors and pulls out chairs can be a rapist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You see?
Yeah.
So it kind of
Yeah.
numbs you to the people who pull out chairs. But then that's not the truth. People who choose to be evil, I don't think you can let. If you could clearly look at somebody and tell them, no, there wouldn't be a reason for us to have all these cases around. You could just be like, that one, no.
Yeah.
But you see, we've been we've been conditioned to think that a good person is a good person.
Yeah.
A bad person
He's a bad
is
person.
a bad person.
Yeah.
So you can't be the person who pulls out chairs and still be the rapist. You get? So that disconnect is not
And yet
there.
it could actually be used as a tactic to,
And
you
you have to be nice. If you try to, we see this all the time. You have to lure them. Yeah, you have to quote unquote smile. You know, if you want to get his attention, it's important to smile and open your neck so that the pheromones are telling, "Come, take me." You have to lure them in. And maybe my plan is to rob that ninja dry. I might be like, this wallet has 10K and mine only has 1.
Yeah.
So let me smile and wave and steal these things. So I was very chivalrous. I smiled, I was showing my femininity, and I stole from him.
Yeah.
Somebody is pulling out chairs. Somebody is like calling you if you're in a tough spot. Guy, are you okay?
Yeah.
I was reading somebody that night.
Oh yeah.
So that's something we need to understand. That just because I'm over here, like now we're here on the podcast, you're like, oh my gosh, he's so nice. Whatever I get up to after I'm done with this podcast, my friend, it's only for God to know.
Yeah.
And that's something we have to understand. You have to be, I think have is a strong word, but let's be aware that people can exist in all of this continuum.
In both spaces.
That, by the way, this person might be all nice to me.
Yeah.
They might have an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
So my judgments on them cannot be based on that small experience. Because the moment I say, but Nani is so nice to me. And then when I come back and now let's say he does something or I am raped, I'm like, but how could he rape he was so nice to me?
Yeah.
So even my mind cannot compute
What both of you have mentioned about the chivalry and how it easily blinds us is. I recently put up something, I wrote something, and I called it the gray area, that we cannot be perfectly white, like the purity, or even the worst person cannot be entirely dark, you know? I mean, your father could be the best dad in the world, but he is the same man, he is still the same good father who is being talked about on Twitter for raping various girls.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the gentleman that society is asking him to be.
Yes.
But he still has his evils that he's struggling with, his demons.
But
and then that thing that you said about how we have to thank them for being average human beings.
Yeah, that's something that's actually happened to me.
Yeah, this guy, I think most of us.
No, this
just
was
recently.
When I took, I have a young baby.
Yeah.
And you know, they usually get their shots, their vaccinations.
Yeah.
So on a particular day, I couldn't make it. I couldn't be the one to take her. So, Akoth had to take her.
Yeah.
Hey, my friend. When I showed up there, I was being asked, why are you not allowing the father to come and do these things? They are not supposed to do it. What? But the day he was there, they're like, oh my gosh, this is so nice, and you can take your daughter to come and that was so nice to him. He roll out the red carpet.
I know.
Nobody rolls out a red carpet.
You do it every day. You come here all the time.
Nobody has ever rolled out a red carpet because I did I took my daughter for vaccination. Nobody. He does it.
They asked you why you were allowed.
When he was there, it was like
they worship him.
I can imagine Natalie Kuchal. I mean, he came and he brought the child for vaccination. I think that's so nice.
You're lucky.
Wrong with that woman.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And just why he was like, Sinani couldn't make it, so me I took her.
Yeah.
It is simple, cause and effect. But over here, it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and then now he's like, somebody like that can't possibly be evil.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
The thing about what you're saying, that we have to be appreciative of them being average. I remember when was this? Could have been the Easter period. I was high. I took all forms of alcohol, and then this friend, we had a conversation and talked. He's actually an ex, I would say. And then he was like, he wanted to kiss me. He was like, I miss you, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, we're past that, man. We moved past that line. You demoted yourself, accept your demotion, and then, let us make peace. It's okay.
Yeah.
And then, was it the following day or days after, he asked me, do you remember what happened the other night? I'm like, yeah, clearly. And then he was like, don't you think you should be thanking me for not using you? I was like...
Come again? Wait, sorry, come again.
What?
Ebu, say that again.
Don't you think you should be thanking me for not using you or raping you or doing anything to you? And
thank you for not being a rapist.
I was like, what? And now my response was...
I cannot compute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Actually, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, are we serious?
I had the chance, but I didn't. So be grateful that I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Imagine my mind has refused to wrap around that thing. I'm understanding what you're saying.
Yeah.
Cognizantly.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
What the?
Yeah. A moment of silence.
Yeah. Wait, so this thing I've refused to understand.
Yeah.
Is this person serious? Were they high when they were telling you this?
Oh no.
Even if they were high, even still.
No, still.
He asked, do you remember everything that happened? I was like, I do remember.
Shouldn't you be thankful?
And then he says, don't you think you should thank me that I didn't do anything? But I don't delete my messages. I think I could even track them.
And he has the nerve to even send it as a message.
Wait, there is receipts to this. There is you have to show us.
My friend.
Are you serious on this day?
This isn't supposed to be funny. Because
on this day, are people
2021.
seriously talking like that?
Yeah.
That you should be thankful that I did not rape you.
Yeah. Don't you think that you should?
Don't I think,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And then apparently we're supposed to be silent
about everything.
and not be angry.
Yeah.
You know, like people say things like that and you're like,
Should be like, thank
that
you, sir.
happened?
Thank the Lord you're not together with that almost pseudo. I don't know what we call. What do you call that person?
Here's the message. Do you remember? Okay, maybe you need to read. It's from right here. Maybe you should read for us the text.
Okay, do I start
If the name
I
is
will not mention
no!
the name. I can see the name.
Don't say
but
the
I need to
name
mention the
anyway.
name.
Yeah.
Although I'm tempted to.
Don't.
But if you're listening to this podcast, chances are you know who you are. So I start from how was it?
No, here. Or maybe. Yeah.
Okay. How was it? And this is you. Quite good, yes?
The green.
Yeah, okay.
The green is me.
So how was your work today? Quite good. Not complaining. How was your day? Mine was okay. Do you remember what happened on Sunday night? Everything. What do you say about it? You should commend me for the discipline exhibited.
Yeah.
Should I continue?
What is there? Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I'm assuming it is what a well-raised man has to do. Only animals lack the discipline.
Oh my God.
Carried
My
with
God.
yourself.
My God. I didn't even know.
Well handled.
The level of restraint you have shown is admirable.
Oh, and the response was, anyway, how was work today, babe?
I'd have really gone off, to be honest.
I choose like I don't want everything to work me up.
Pacifist.
So you hit the nail all at once, like
Yeah.
and then
he goes on
I'm
like,
so angry right now.
you know, but now you all get what I'm saying. You know how he started with, how was your day?
yeah.
You know?
Oh, good guy.
Normally.
Good guy.
You know, and then he goes ahead and even has the guts to tell you, oh, enjoy the rest of your day, babe.
Like
Just another day where I could have raped someone, but I didn't.
But I was nice enough.
Come on,
not
give me
to.
an award.
Give me an award, an accolade.
Oh my God.
My friend, you know who you are. Let's just see that. Let's
Do
just see
better.
that. Let's not do better. Imagine just go somewhere. You need help. You need help. No, seriously. By the way, jokes aside, I think I would like to be on the side of castigation of this thing.
Yeah.
But clearly, with the way this person was so nonchalant about what they have just said, I think speaks to a deeper problem. So please pass on. Huh?
The dysfunctionality.
Just please,
they
I
don't even
think-
see it.
I think you need to actually speak with somebody. That is not something you say to another human being. That they should thank you for not harming them.
Yeah.
Because it means that on any other day, you are in control and have the choice to harm. And the fact that you didn't choose means that you are somebody deserving of some kind of accolade or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And that does not make you a good person. That makes you a predator who decided not to run. That's all that makes you. So please have the self-knowledge of going and speaking to somebody about these tendencies that you are exhibiting here, because that is not safe, and I don't believe you're a safe person to be around, as gentlemanly as your how was your day
Sounds.
babe.
Yeah.
Just a light moment. When you're reading those texts, you're using different voices.
No, it's very hard when somebody's in audio to differentiate who was who. So yeah, that's
into a whole. Why is the woman having a shrill voice? It sounded like she's supposed to be nice. But anyway, thank you for explaining.
That was the reason why. So yeah.
You have come to the end of part 1 of uprooting some of the feminism stereotypes. I don't have an episode takeaway today. I am taking the whole episode. there's nothing I'm going to pick out. I'm taking the whole of it, even the receipts. Yeah, I'm taking the receipts as well. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. If you loved what you heard, make sure you subscribe to Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka in your podcast platform of choice and share it with your friends. Let them know that they need this space. Let them know that they cannot live without it. Yeah. Also, feel free to share your insights about what connected with you in this episode on social media, and be sure to tag us. We are at Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter our handle is at HTNK Podcast. HTNK is in caps lock and podcast is in small case. You can also reach us on our email htnkpodcast@gmail.com. Your reviews are welcome. I really look forward to hearing from you. Catch you in part 2 of Uprooting Feminism Stereotypes. Until then, I don't know what to leave from you. Keep uprooting those stereotypes.